Mike's Daily Podcast.
Well, I did not, at Cafe Anyway, have any time this weekend to do a Mike's Daily Podcast show. It was so busy, and I just didn't have time. Will you please accept my apology? Okay, good. We are going to today hear from Podcaster Valimont, the last place on earth, bring you a show. I'm Mike Matthews. It's episode 1000.
Mike's Daily Podcast
572, 1572. A very short show, though, because I have walked into work at
Mike's Daily Podcast
5 o'clock in the morning, and it is a total mess. I can't even believe what's going on here. I mean, there's so much stuff that I have to clear. There are issues with machines and all kinds of stuff. Now, I might get a little bit gruff and say,
"You've got to be kidding me."
It's a short show today. Maybe 5 minutes, we'll see.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But that's okay. There's nothing going on in the world. Just tariffs and Academy Awards and crap you don't care about.
Mike's
Right? Am I right?
Daily
Are you right? I guess we're all right.
Podcast.
Something like that.
Yeah!
Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley are here. They're going to walk in momentarily. The podcast picture is a picture from 1908. No, 2012. So 17,000 years ago, when my cousin was visiting from Germany, and we were up in this place called Groveland, which is, if you're driving over to... Hey, they walked in. Hello, Michael Masters, Madame Rootabega. That's so funny. Stop it. Ooh, the Academy Awards were so nice last night. I love them so much. Ooh. You love the gowns and everything? Yes, but I don't like it when they talk political. You don't like all the political stands they make on the stands on the stage? Yeah. Some people think that's the best part when they talk about
The United States.
Look who else walked in.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we didn't watch the award show. We didn't watch it there.
Yeah, no award show. Do you know that? Whoa, that was quite a quick do you know that. Yeah, I was walking my dog, Basil the Boxer, who here he is chomping on some delicious corn. Oh, here.
And here's today's podcast picture.
This place, by the way, is, as I was walking my dog, Basil the Boxer, watch, I'll tell two stories simultaneously. And it's too much. Ow! Oh, you broke my brain. Actually, okay, walking Basil the Boxer, I noticed a lot of people were watching the Academy Awards last night. I could see through their windows. I am not that kind of a lurker person.
No way!
I'm not that crazy and weird. Okay, a little bit, but yeah. And then we were back in 2012 with my cousin and showing her this Northern California area. And we were driving over to Yosemite and stopped in Groveland. And they're in this cute little town, old town there, old kind of western town. They got a downtown, and they got this huge nursery, but it's also a coffee place. And if you're the type of person who likes to get a cup of coffee and just sit and read a book...
He forgot his latte.
Which the Bay Area used to have a bunch of, but because our lifestyle is so crazy now, and we're all about looking at our phones and running around and getting in our Ubers and our Lyfts and just the next thing, there's just no time to sit and read a book. So it's changed quite a bit. But this was a cool place, and this old type house, and see that picture at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1573-Shape, where you can see all the past podcast pictures. My friend Vince, who does a show called Vince in the Bay on the podcasting, and I think he's got a vinceinthebay.com website, talked about vishing. And vishing is when you're standing by a vishing well and you're talking about the vishing well. And you are, no, it's when you're fishing. Fishing with the PH, when you're trying to get someone's information. If you're a hacker and you get phished, someone phishes you, a hacker gets your information because you clicked on a stupid link in your email. Well, vishing is the same thing, but you do it over the phone. And
you've got mail.
And this girl that he talked to, I forgot her name. She's just a girl. Don't you love it? She's a full-fledged, beautiful woman, is what she, brilliant, smart woman who will take over the world. And I forget her name, Rachel something. She talked about vishing and does a little demonstration of it and how you're able to call a company and get all their info, like everything with their computer system data, all the stuff that you could use to hack them. So check that out, vinceinthebay.com. And we're going to zip through the news because Mike the engineer is going to show up any second here, and we're going to have to tackle a bunch of problems head on. So the Shape of Water... never mind. Guillermo del Toro wins. At a gridiron I don't even care about the Oscars. I'll tell you why. It's because it's a bunch of movies that no one's going to care about in 5 years. Seriously, does anyone remember The Piano? Or The Pianist? Or The Pianon? Or The Pod? Nobody. Anyway, if you bring up Amadeus to anyone, does anyone remember Chariots of Fire? Does anyone care? No. It doesn't matter anymore. Stop. Doesn't matter. Oh my God. That's why this podcast is going to be about 7 minutes long. At a gridiron dinner, Trump jokes on politics but gets serious about North Korea. He last night Saturday night traded humorous jabs with a cabal of lawmakers, administration officials, media figures, and military officials at the annual Gridiron Dinner in Washington. But was serious about North Korea. It says North Korea called up seeking talks with the United States. Okay. And an interesting article in USA Today, at least 2 students who survived the chaos of the Florida shooting last month are challenging the narrative surrounding a teacher hailed as a hero after the rampage. Math teacher Jim Gard was credited with protecting students in his classroom. In recent days, however, 2 students have expressed contempt on Twitter, saying Gard called himself a hero and the media portrayed him as a hero when in reality he is just the opposite. Josh said he was in Gard's class when the fire alarm went off and students filed out. When they heard the gunshots, about 15 of them froze before racing back in. Gard, however, had locked the door and refused them back in, is what they're saying. Wow. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. I walked with my friend Katie and her dog. Basil the Boxer was with us. Her dog's name, Mally Malware. And suddenly, there's Basil. Basil's telling us a story. Suddenly, on Friday, it rained. It dumped rain on top of us as we were walking. And suddenly it turned to ice. And I looked down at my jacket I'm wearing. It's covered in ice. Bay Area, ice storm. Crazy. Yeah, that happened. Whatever. That's crazy. Ew. And that's the end of the show. Next show, we'll probably have a little more show. Maybe there won't be as much craziness. We'll see. And I will have Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the Engineer. Sounds good. Woo! Oh, wait a minute. You gotta hear this commercial I spent an hour working on over the weekend. Okay, here it is.
London, England. Big Ben, the Tower of London. And you at Wembley Stadium. Just go to kkdv.com right now and enter. You could win tickets to see Taylor Swift. And Camila Cabello.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift. Hey, it's Camila Cabello.
In London on June 22nd, including airfare and hotel for 2. It's Taylor Swift, Camila Cabello, and you in London. From Diablo Valley's 92.1 KKDV.
I'm so proud of that little baby. Taylor Swift's a giraffe.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.